Watch this! I referenced the full column and Excel cross. Not anymore. This tiny operator fixed it instantly. The dot. Let's dive right in. We are managing the HR monthly budget for November 2025. We got planned budget, actual spending, and we want variance for each expense item, so we can quickly see where we stay in budget and where we overspent. Classic ask, so we do the obvious. Planned budget range minus actual spending range. One formula spills across all needed rows, perfect. But now a new item comes in, nothing updates. That spilled range is static. I know what some of you are thinking now. Table. Let's try it. Ctrl+T, spill arrow. The reason? Tables don't allow spill formulas, which forces us back to the traditional cell-by-cell approach. That is fine. C5 minus D5 and the table autofills the column. We type a new row and it adapts. Great. Until this happens. Accidentally tapping a cell? It just lets you. Yes, we get a tiny green triangle warning for inconsistent formula. But let's admit it, in large files, that's very easy to miss. And that silent overwrite happens a lot. But with a spilled formula, override and spill arrow, we notice instantly. That gives us an actual layer of override protection. So table is not the answer here. Let's build a dynamic override safe spill formula. We add a few buffer rows for future new expenses. That technically works, but we get a bunch of zeros. It's distracting, unprofessional, and slow because Excel is calculating way more cells than necessary. Now watch this. Add one dot before the end of the range. All bottom zeros disappear. The dot operator scans from the outside inward, finds the last real value, and trims everything beyond it. That's why Excel performance improves. Realistically speaking, we don't know how many future items will come. So let's use full columns. Spill arrow. That's because we are starting at row 5, not row 1. It's too large to spill a full column in the middle of the sheet. Dot fix that. It trims to the last used row. Now, what do we do with the zeros above? As you may expect, we trim the top two. Add a dot after the beginning of the range. Amazing, all title rows gone. And the only issue remaining now is the header mismatch. A value arrow here and the spill pushes one row lower. Let's drop it. Positive to drop from the top and we count one row. And that's it. A perfectly aligned, fully dynamic and override safe variance column that updates instantly as new data comes in. We can now clearly see HR slightly overspent on training, employee events, and software license in November. Small numbers, no explanation needed. If you like smart Excel tricks like this, check out our double dash video. It's one of the wildest data cleaning shortcuts in Excel. Dot works in Microsoft 365. If you are on older version of Excel, use this fallback to keep a dynamic arrow-proof variance that ignores empty cells. If both C and D are empty, return blank. Otherwise, return the difference. A quick heads up here. This method returns cells that looks blank but actually contains empty text strings. If we try to calculate with it, it breaks, and the dot version calculates correctly. That is why the dot is a clean, accurate, modern solution. And once November is finalized, the numbers don't stop there. Every month fits into quarterly reporting. Each quarter, HR needs total actual spending by expense item. New expenses can appear mid-quarter, just like team wellness showing up in November but not in October. That's why the old sum and drag is fragile. Instead, BYROW works beautifully here. It takes each row and applies one formula to it. A quarter is always 3 months, so C2E, but we don't know how many expense items we'll get, so we use full columns as our ranges. Then the sum function to calculate totals row by row. And just like before, we add a dot to trim empty rows, top and bottom. Then drop the header row. Perfect. All totals return at once in a single column. When December data comes in, everything updates automatically. This is what modern Excel does best. It adapts to real data instead of forcing you to babysit formulas. Now let's scale up. Each quarter, management wants to compare the most recent 2 quarters side by side. So in July, compare quarter 2 to quarter 1. In October, compare quarter 3 to quarter 2. And next January, we will compare quarter 4 to quarter 3, and it goes on. We could select ranges and rebuild charts every time, but that's slow, repetitive, and error-prone. Let's automate it. We start by pulling the expense items. Next, we extract the last 2 quarter columns, no matter how many years accumulate. Take works perfectly here. Select the whole rows, skip second argument for rows, then -2 to take the last 2 columns. Excel returns 2 columns of zeros as it pulls empty columns on the right. Let's fix it with the dot. Now it returns quarter 2 and quarter 3, exactly what we expected. Insert a bar chart with this new set of data, and test it out with quarter 4 numbers. Watch the chart automatically switch to quarter 3 and quarter 4. Beautiful. The dot operator is actually shorthand for TRIMRANGE. If we replace the dot with it, by default it trims both ends for rows and columns, so we will just close the bracket. It gives the exact same result. Dot is fast and clean, but is easy to miss. TRIMRANGE is more explicit. Pick the style you prefer. The dot operator is one of the most underrated upgrades in modern Excel. It finds the real data boundary, gives dynamic, performance-friendly ranges, trims outside blanks, and is spell-safe. Dot quietly eliminates a ton of manual cleanup we have always treated as just part of Excel. Once you start using it, you won't go back. And if this helped you, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. We share practical Excel tricks to help you work smarter and faster.